so this can be like and by last week I mean last week's episode was pretty me heavy. So since you haven't been on you haven't been on in 6 years, so.
It's been a hot second. Okay. Major life updates.
Hold on. Before we get to that, hold on.
Okay.
I don't mean to cut off, but I gotta cut you off because we gotta give background. The last time you were on we recorded the episode on July 26th.
Oh, it's been a hot. I was like, it's been a while.
It's been almost 5 months. Well, by the time this comes out, it'll have been about 5 months.
Yeah.
So we're just prefacing that.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead. Well, hold on. We'll go to the theme first, and then we'll.
Okay. Going to the theme.
This is the Experience Podcast with me and someone else.
It's Elizabeth. I'm back.
Elizabeth's back. Yeah,
I got rid of it, but you didn't.
Well, listen. You're lucky I like you because this was rough. This was a rough 5 weeks. Or 5 months, sorry. I wish it were only 5 weeks, but, life, I guess.
Let's see. If I did it on July, whatever it was. Sorry, I gotta add this drag show to my calendar real quick.
You're doing drag now?
No, but I'm going to a murder mystery drag brunch on Sunday.
That's a lot of items together.
Right? I think it's gonna be fun. It's at it's at the place where we played trivia when you came here.
When I came there and we played trivia.
Yeah, when you came to Schenectady and we played trivia 2 years ago.
I know the place. I remember it very distinctly. It's kind of like one big room. It almost like with like a bar on one side.
You have like the little cafe.
It was like a bookstore, almost like a book area.
Yeah, it's like a board game cafe.
Board game,
thing.
That's what. Something. Yeah, I knew there was something else too. Yeah, I remember it. I can picture it exactly in my head. All right, so you're going to a.
Murder themed drag brunch. So
okay.
there weren't very many details about like how involved the like audience participation is going to be in the plot of the murder mystery, but it did say it was a 3-hour event. So.
That's too long. I'm sorry. No.
Well, so I guess for whatever reason, like it's a big drag weekend in Schenectady because there's also like a drag event literally all day at Proctor's Theater on Saturday. Like 11 to 9 or something. So, I don't know. But I was like, I could go to this one because it's less of a long event, even though it's still kind of long. Anywho, this has been a very busy season in my life. So in August, I had back-to-back weekends with weddings. One was in Baltimore and one was in Philadelphia. And then...
Let's pause right there. Let's remember that I live right near those places and you didn't visit, but go on.
Well, the Baltimore one, I flew in and out with a friend from work. And the Philadelphia one, I was going to try and like sightsee or do something. And then I decided the day after the wedding that I had to get the heck out of Dodge. And so I left. And drove back to Schenectady a day early. But that's the story not for the podcast. So then I got really sick after those back-to-back weddings from all the travel. And then the Labor Day weekend, I didn't travel because I was trying to just chill because the weekend after was my best friend's bachelorette party weekend. So that was in Georgia. So I went home before that. But back to Labor Day weekend, I was driving over to my friend's house because a big group of us were gonna, like, grill and watch college football together because, you know, opening weekend. And on my drive over, I was waiting at a stoplight, like at a red light, and I got rear-ended. I'm just sitting in my car, and this car just comes up and smashes me. So, somehow, like, I was fine. I was in a lot of pain the next day, but I also had done hot yoga that morning too, so I was like, I don't know if I'm sore from getting hit by a big car or I'm sore from hot yoga. Had a little bit of whiplash, but my car was still drivable, and somehow, despite, like, completely crumpling my trunk and, like, shifting the, like, panels of my car forward, my left rear taillight did not break at all. So, like, my car was not pretty, but it was drivable. So I was able to drive it, and then I had to file the claim, which was, it's not fun. Like, genuinely was not a fun process to go through. But filed the claim, got an appointment for an estimate for the repair, and then I took it in, like, this was like, it took like a week to do each thing, because I had to file the claim, then they had to investigate it to make sure that it was in fact that other lady's fault, which it was, so that they could put the claim on her insurance, not mine. And then it took another week, and then, so like, they took a week for that, and then I got the link, and then they didn't have appointments for like a week for the estimates, and I took it to the place, and then they looked at it for like 2 minutes and basically said, we need to take the back off to decide whether or not this is repairable, but we're not doing that until, like, you decide to use this as your repair shop. And I was like, well, I was gonna do that. So then I had to make another appointment, which was another week out, for the actual submitting my car for the repair. So then, it's already the end of September at this point, like the last week of September. I take it in on a Wednesday, they give me a rental car. Also, this rental car that I got, you're not gonna believe what it was. Guess.
How am I supposed to guess? Is
Okay,
it the same car as what hit you?
No. Think meme car. Meme car.
Meme car. I'm not a big car person, so I don't know all of them.
Okay, I'll give you one more hint. Hamsters.
Yes. That doesn't help at all.
Hamsters and buckets and tracksuits.
This sounds familiar, but I am not cultured enough to,
They gave me a Kia Soul. That was my rental.
Is that a meme car?
You don't remember they used to have the commercials with the Kia Soul, and it had those hamsters in the tracksuits with the bucket hat?
Yeah, it's ringing a tiny bell in the back of my mind, but not.
Anyway, it actually wasn't a terrible, but they called me on like Thursday or Friday with the estimate amount, and then they submitted it to the insurance company, and then the insurance totaled my car. So I was like, what do you mean my car is totaled? Because it was still drivable, so it was just surprising, I guess, that the amount of damage was enough to total it, but I think that the big car, because the car that hit me was like a big SUV, like 3 rows of seats big, and so I guess it just did enough damage, it bent the frame, so they had totaled my car. So then I went almost exactly a month without a car. I think I went 30 days before I found my car and got it. Because I already, in October, had planned a trip to New York City. I had a trip to New Hampshire for a wedding. And then I had one more trip. Oh, and then I had a trip to Boston. So that was like the 3 middle weekends of October were those 3 things. And then like the first weekend was the wing walk, which was awesome. I ate like 16 chicken wings that afternoon, which was so much food. And then the final weekend was like Halloween weekend, right after Halloween. And that was the week I got my car, on Halloween. So now I'm an SUV driver, not a sedan driver, which was not expected. I did not think I was going to end up going like that much larger, quote, of a car. But I really like my car. I'm very excited.
Let me say, there's a lot of hidden bureaucracy in car repairs.
Oh yeah, they probably, I did ask. I asked the repair people and I asked the, like, insurance people multiple times if I could get a second opinion on the repair. And they basically were like, no.
I'm surprised the insurance company was less willing. In that case, I don't know. Yeah,
I kind of felt like it was a conspiracy when it was all happening, because my car wasn't anything crazy fancy, but like it was, 2017 Ford Fusion, and it was like it was like the second highest trim level for the car. Had like the leather seats, heated cooled front seats, heated steering wheel, sunroof. So it was pretty nice. It could do Apple CarPlay, like you had to plug it in, but like that's not really a big deal. And so I kind of feel like they were like, oh, like this is a good car. Like we could just fix it and sell it or something. I don't know. I don't think that they could actually do that because they did total it. So if they did try to fix it, it would be considered salvage. So it's harder to sell a car with a salvage title. But I don't know. It all just felt at the time very much like a conspiracy, that they were just trying to get rid of this car. And they also were like valuing it like lower than I was expecting. And so I talked them up on the value a little bit, but I think location kind of hurt me on that, with like they value it based on the sale price of similar cars in your area. So, but now I drive a Toyota.
Okay. Is that it? That's the catch up?
Well, I feel like that's like a brief enough catch up.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Like, let's see. On my New York City trip, I saw this musical Chicago for the first time, like on the stage. That was really awesome. Oh, I did a Spartan race. Totally bruised up my arms really bad. Like the day after the race, I like could not move or walk or anything. I just sat there in pain. Ran a 5K. Went to a hot air balloon festival. Took like 2 weeks for my bruises to go away.
Yeah, I'm going through all your excuses that you've given me the last 5 months. Yeah, there's the Spartan race. There's
Yeah, okay, in my defense, I got home from that at like 7 p.m. at night and then subsequently fell asleep.
Was that related to the hosting a dinner? When was that in relation to that?
Let me look.
I don't know, you said I'm hosting a dinner, but I'll text you when it's done. Never texted me when it was done.
I did forget to text you back about that.
It never ended. I guess it never ended.
Dinner never ended. Let's see, Thursday, September 12th.
You always have like these, I don't know what's the word,
I have a weird schedule. Everything
well,
is
I mean, yeah, you're always like, I have this, I might have time after. That's like your general...
Well, I don't want to not do the podcast, but like I do already have an activity, and I just don't know how long it's going to take.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not. That dinner,
I do know what this dinner was. This was a dinner for my friend who was an intern at GE. And we didn't do his end of rotation, good job, we're proud of you dinner. So that was that dinner. Because he finished in August, but that was one of the weekends that I was at a wedding. And then he immediately flew to hang out with his family and do a little family vacation before he went back to school. So.
Let's see. What about the climbing a rope?
Oh, well, that was part of the race. I had to do a vertical rope climb. I did not make it up the rope. I had to do the punishment burpees.
But you didn't know about that ahead of time?
No, I did not prepare for that race at all. I did a little bit of running and general working out, but I did not look up what the obstacles were. I just went in blind and was like, cool, I gotta climb up this thing now. I honestly think that it was for the best because I would have psyched myself out.
But I don't know. Really?
I feel like I would have been a little bit nervous, at some of the obstacles that I had to do. Or I just would have been like, well, I can't do that anyway, and I just wouldn't have even tried.
Maybe.
I don't know, there was the one that really bruised me up was one of the first obstacles. It was an inverted wall. I climbed up to the top of the wall, and then I got scared. So I was just hanging there because I was too scared to stand up and go over it. And then I got all bruised because I was basically dangling my entire body weight on the bottom of my arm.
So that's not advised.
No, it's not. It was not the correct course of action. That is for sure. But what can you do? What can you do?
So there's no more trips coming up?
Actually, I'm going to Disney in December.
You're going to where?
I'm going to Disney World and Universal.
In December, too.
Yeah, so no travel until Thanksgiving. Home for Thanksgiving. And then a little 5-day, 4.5, feels like 5 days. 11th through the 15th of December. Flying in, 3 days at the parks, 1 day at Universal. And then come home. And then work that final week before Christmas. And then go home for Christmas. And then Christmas holidays, and then January, and then I'm not doing any travel until my friend's wedding, which is right at the end of the month. So, I mean, after getting back in town the first week of January, it's only 2 weekends that I won't be doing anything, so.
Yeah, you're I'm not doing anything, and then you immediately list out all these things you're doing every couple of weeks. Nice try there. Yeah, maybe we can do something at some point.
I think we could schedule it in. I have a clear enough schedule at this point. I think the only things that I have officially on my calendar are I have 2 weddings in June, I think. Right around Memorial Day weekend, I think it is. Yeah, it's
historically Memorial Day has been in May. It's changing.
It's May.
I am pretty packed, March through April, a little into May, but outside of that, I have plenty of availability. So.
Yeah, okay, I've looked it up. It's a wedding on the 24th of May and a wedding on the 31st of May, and they're both in Georgia. So I'm just gonna have to take the week off because I'm not flying down for one weekend, flying back, and then flying back down the next weekend. So. I'm trying to convince my family to do, like, the beach that week for at least, like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days. Since it's a Saturday wedding, and then we could just do a little Memorial Day weekend extended trip or something. And then at some point in March, I think, I have a show that I'm going to. But those are the big things that I have on my calendar. I don't think there's anything else at this point. Let's see. Yeah, March 15th. What about February?
Maybe, it depends.
Okay. So basically summer is what I'm hearing.
February could work. February, especially early February, would be very easy. Like the first 2 weeks.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, that should be easy. But we have to figure out what we want to do. You know?
Yeah, because February is not an exciting time to go around outside up here.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, I could easily, not easily. Now it's a little harder for me to get to Schenectady than before, but I could.
Yeah.
But that time of year.
I could come to you because there's a lot more inside things in there than there are here, like museums and stuff.
There's a lot more in general.
Yeah, well, just in general, it's like actual city. It's a big city. And
yeah.
I live
well,
in
actually, and even then we can go to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could do that.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do some planning that's not on the pod.
Yeah, we're gonna do it on the pod. We're doing it on the podcast.
Yeah, listeners.
Anyone?
So invited, I guess.
This is your Elizabeth meet and greet. You can check out her new car.
Mhm.
Schenectady's got to be pretty far away though from me. I think it's like 6 hours.
No,
it was 6 hours to where I.
6-hour drive from here to Baltimore.
Yeah, so it'll be like 6.5 because I live I live south.
Yeah,
like it's a bit of a drive.
Yeah, I've done the drive like one time I drove from like Arlington to Schenectady one day.
You could fly.
I could probably
if you really wanted to.
Make the most sense.
I mean, I did the drive when I lived out near Syracuse.
Yeah, I mean the drive is doable, but if we're doing a shorter thing, we could fly. Because I actually, this past weekend, that was the other thing, is that this past weekend I was supposed to be actually in DC. Don't hate me. But
I do. You know I do.
Honestly, I should have just still taken my flight and been like, Daniel, I'm coming to visit you.
I'm never busy. I think that's pretty clear.
I
never have anything going on.
So one of my like girlfriends from college, we had been talking about, because I haven't seen her in a while. And so she was like, you should come visit. And so I booked the weekend because I had like Monday off. And she also had Monday off, but then she was sick. So I had to like refund my flight to flight credit. So now I have flight credit that I need to spend.
I have never been less busy than last weekend.
Actually, it was kind of good. I like did a lot of laundry here. So.
No, it's fine.
I had a good, relaxing weekend that I really needed to catch up on all my tasks. Got a large pile of clothes that I like want to sew things, like just like some threads have come loose that I'm like need to repair, like a little grandma or something. Fixing my clothes.
I feel like you're always working on clothes on this podcast, whether it's laundry or sewing or folding laundry.
I feel like, the folding laundry, I definitely feel more motivated when, like, if somebody were, like, sitting in my apartment, I would be like, oh, like, I need to tidy. But I feel like just the association of talking to someone, it helps distract my mind enough that I can, like, lock in and do my tasks. But right now I don't have any clothes to fold because I'm on top of it.
Good for you.
Okay, I have a potential joke coming in.
Okay, I'm already laughing.
Well, it depends. I don't know if I can share it or not because I don't know the answer yet to the joke. I'm waiting for it to come in. One of my friends just messaged me a question, which I have a feeling will be a joke. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Where do ships go when they get sick?
Do ships go when they get sick? Wow, I'm like trying to put it together. No, I don't think I can get it.
The nearest dock.
Nearest, okay.
It wasn't good, but it was good.
We'll put a laugh track in. I'll edit in a laugh track.
Mhm.
Okay.
This same friend also messaged me the other day, just like randomly. It was, do you know what the last thing was that I saw when my parachute didn't open? And I was like, is this real or a joke? Like, cause he's in the service, and I was like, were you parachuting somewhere and crashed into the ground? Anyway, he was just making a joke, and he said, I saw and then sent a picture of a spice, and it's a spice of ground cumin. So it's like, I saw the ground coming. And I was like, oh my gosh.
This is the extent of your conversations with them.
Yeah, most of our conversation are just me.
That's good.
Ooh, question.
Is this a joke or a question?
No, this is a real question. Okay. So, since I'm maid of honor in this wedding in January, there's been lots of wedding planning things that my friend, the bride's been sending me. And she just sent me tonight this Instagram reel talking about what songs to put on your do not play list for the DJ at your wedding. And apparently the list had, or I looked at it, it has a lot of Lizzo songs on it. And she was saying that the Lizzo hate was unreal on the list. And also they put Yeah by Usher on the list of songs not to play at a wedding. So, my question is Yeah by Usher a song that you can play at your wedding? Yes or no?
I don't know that I would explicitly prohibit it, but I'm not sure that I'm putting it on the yes, please play it list. I'm putting it on the yeah list.
Mhm. I will say the wedding I went to in October did play Yeah by Usher. And it was awesome.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't want the typical songs, but
that was also a trombone GT band wedding, so
it might have probably played better there. Yeah.
So the crowd was all about it. So I feel like it depends on what you want and the people that you're inviting. You have to curate a catered list to that.
Yeah, because my dad loves to complain when the music is not catered to the audience at a wedding.
Mhm.
So there's probably a balancing act. So if I guess the people that are going to this wedding don't like Lizzo in general.
No, she does like Lizzo, but the reel that she sent me, the person who made that reel doesn't like Lizzo, I guess. So I suppose I could see why some of these songs would be on a don't play at a wedding list. Here, if I can fast forward this. Yeah, so her do not plays were Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, Marry You by Bruno Mars, Gasolina by Daddy Yankee. Literally, what is wrong with this person? Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks. Oh, banger. That's also crazy because, well, to be fair, I haven't heard Marry You by Bruno Mars. Well, that's not true. I've been to one wedding where they did Marry You by Bruno Mars, but it was actually, the song was rewritten. So my friend's mom, when I was in 8th grade, summers between my 8th and 9th grade year, for her wedding, surprised her groom by walking down the aisle to like a flash mob of singing. So the song was Marry You by Bruno Mars, but like they changed the words, and then like a bunch of people in the audience who she had selected for their like musical nature and her knowing that they could sing, sang the song, and then she sang the like Just Say I Do part as she was coming down the aisle to her groom. It was very her. And I think that was very tastefully done, but I can see why in general the song Marry You would not be fitting the vibe. Anyway.
I just went to a wedding where it was played as an instrumental by a couple of violins.
See,
like,
that's
after, right after the ceremony, as people were like exiting the area.
All of Me by John Legend was a no. Well, that's like a sad song. That's not like a happy one. Okay, so the Lizzo songs that were on no play: 'Cause I Love You, Good as Hell, Juice, My Skin, Truth Hurts, Good as Hell, featuring Ariana Grande. I feel like Good as Hell is okay. But, okay. Mambo Number 5 was a no. No Uptown Funk. No Just the Way You Are. No That's What I Like. Why is the Bruno hate? I feel like people just are hating on Bruno Mars because his songs are always played. Party in the USA, no. Timber by Pitbull featuring Kesha. No You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift. Ooh, that one's hurtful. That one hurts me. No Blurred Lines. Okay, that one I can see. And then Yeah by Usher. That's kind of crazy. But I suppose, to each their own. Did you see about the, well, so like this is old news, but new news because there was not a thing when I last was on the pod about Mudang, the pygmy hippo, and now Haggis, the new baby pygmy hippo at the Edinburgh Zoo.
I saw that. I did see that. I don't know how I saw that, but I did.
So cute. Although, I need to look it up and see. The Edinburgh Zoo has not posted for like a week. They posted about Haggis being born on November 4th. Posted 4 other posts since then, 2 of which were of Haggis. And that's it. There's been no activity on the Edinburgh Zoo's social media for a whole week, which is kind of insane when you think about it.
I don't know. Let's see.
They've been doing at least a post a day, like fairly regular posting prior. Now we've gone a whole week without Haggis content.
Have you been closely following and you're upset now?
Yes. 100%. I am very into the pygmy hippo craze. I think they're so cute. I'm here for the content.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything. I'm surprised they're not bigger in the U.S.
Pygmy hippos?
Yeah.
I don't even know if we have any zoos with pygmy hippos in the U.S.
I think, let's see.
I mean, like, the most famous hippos in the U.S. are Fritz and Fiona at the Cincinnati Zoo, but they're full-sized hippos.
Yeah, it doesn't work for you?
I mean, they're still cute, but, like, the pygmy hippo can't kill me. Okay, Louisville Zoo, Franklin Park Zoo, Lincoln Park Zoo, Gulf Breeze Zoo, San Diego Zoo. According to the AI overview in Google search.
You know, Google's AI is really, I mean, now they sent me a message today. It said, "Hi, I'm Gemini." Oh, God. Stop it.
Did it on?
Huh?
Did the Gemini just turn on?
No, it's like, I'm trying to open the message and it won't let me read it without accepting or denying using Gemini. I'm going to say no from now. Can I? Nope.
Ooh,
oh my God, it's like, huh?
Okay, March 31st.
For what? I'm busy that day.
Zoo Tampa had a 10-pound baby pygmy hippo was born.
In Tampa?
In Tampa, apparently.
We should go. Maybe we should do that in February. We'll go to...
Yeah, we'll go to Florida. We'll go away from the cold.
It'd be better. It's still going to be cold here. So, we can go to Tampa. We'll do that. And that's it, because there's not that much to do in Tampa.
Yeah, we'll look at the pygmy hippo.
And that'll be it.
There's no red tide. See, the last time I was in Tampa in February, there was red tide at the beach. So it was not a good beach day.
That's true. We should do a beach trip. Because I came to Schenectady in the fall, right?
It was like the end of summer, yeah.
It was like end of summer.
It was like starting to get cooler, but not cold yet, and the leaves hadn't turned.
Yeah. But it was before...
It was
before...
August, maybe?
Yeah, because it had to be before the students came back, because we broke into Union.
Yeah.
No. Except for those tours that were following us.
Yeah, the tours that were happening.
Okay, well, I guess we can wrap up the episode here, unless you have more hippo.
Anything interesting that I have to share about?
No.
No, I don't think I have anything interesting for the list.
They already got
I did go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That was good.
Okay, you've done that before. It's not
that's like not new news, but there's a troupe up here that does it, and they provide all the props to you with your admission ticket, which was awesome. But I was like covered in birdseed. Like, I washed my hair and brushed it, and still had birdseed coming out. So that was kind of crazy.
You did this like around Halloween, like this past month?
Yeah, that was in October as well. I think it was on like the 21st or something like that. It was kind of random because it was a Monday night, but it was at this like nice theater in Albany, and they do it only one night because it basically trashes the theater because of all the stuff that people throw at the screen throughout the movie. But they did a good job. It was the first time I had ever seen like people like switch, like cross gender playing the roles. So like the person who played Rocky was a female. I think the person who played Riff Raff was also a female, and I thought that like it was very well executed. So It was an enjoyable evening of, well, Rocky Horror. It's an experience every time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess I will leave the viewers with, if you haven't seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, you should watch it.